Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Palm Beaches Paul, and today we're going to be doing a driving tour through Aberdeen, a local 55 plus community in Boynton Beach, Florida. So let's get started. There are two Aberdeens. One is a country club, this one is not. This is Aberdeen East, which is a 55 plus community. It's located along La Chalet Boulevard in between Military Trail and Jog Road. It's fairly close to the turnpike, about 2 to 3 miles, and it's about a 10 to 15 minute drive to the ocean. So you're pretty close to everything. So let's take a look at this 55 plus community. Aberdeen East consists of 6 different communities: the Coves, the Harbors, Isles of Aberdeen, which is the only gated community, Landings, the Moorings, and the Shores. This particular section I'm driving through is called the Shores. The community consists of mostly villas with a few condos, which would be the Coves. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. Currently, there was only one home available for sale, which was a villa, and it was priced at about $340,000. Now, I've sold a few units in here, and I'll show you one of the listings I sold not too long ago, which was a villa, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and we'll show you that in just a minute. But the other section, as I said, was the Coves, which we'll be driving by. Those are the condos. So most everything you're going to find is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath villa. Some have a 1-car garage. You'll find others have a carport. As you can see, the community is surrounded by lots of lakes and beautiful foliage. There's plenty of sidewalks for walking or riding your bicycle through the community. This next section we're turning into is the Coves, which are the condos. Now, they do classify some of the villas as a condo because they're governed by a condo association. Matter of fact, the one that I just sold, which I'll show you in a few minutes, in the Harbors, was considered a condo and governed by condo rules, even though it looked and was a villa. So, but these condos are pretty much all 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I couldn't find any 1-bedrooms when I searched through the history, but the most recent sale in here was all the way back in December of 2022, and it sold for around $215,000. Now, prices have obviously changed in that time, and so have some of the HOA fees, with the insurance rates going up in the state of Florida, causing a lot of the condo associations to raise their rates. So the condo fees have probably changed. At the time that this one sold, the property had a $1,000 capital contribution. So each community has its own governing body through either an HOA, homeowners association, or a condo association, and the fees vary. Right now, when I looked at the history, they range anywhere between, on the low side, $490 a month, as high as $686. And keep in mind, the low side has probably changed to a higher amount because many of these boards have been hit with higher insurance rates, causing them to have to raise their HOA rates, and some of the communities have a capital contribution and some of them don't. Now, the section I'm currently in is called the Moorings, and this is where I've also sold a unit. Last year I sold one in here that was a nicely updated 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a water view, and we sold it for $375,000 cash. There was some furniture negotiated in that, but it was a fairly quick sale in a matter of 7 days. So this was back before the current market situation changed. Things are taking a little longer to sell in here, but they are still moving. It's a very desirable community for 55 plus. Also, it's important to note that some of the HOA fees, depending on where you live, cover the roof and exterior maintenance, and some do not. So that's an important factor that you want to make sure. Most of the ones that are condos typically cover everything outside the building. You're responsible for the interior of the property. Some of the other villas, you are responsible for the roof. Again, this varies from different community to community, so you want to make sure you're looking at your rules and ask those questions, which is something I'd be happy to help you with. But overall, the community has a really nice look to it. The HOA does a good job. They typically take care of the common areas, as you can see, also the clubhouse, which we'll drive by in a little bit, and there are satellite pools throughout the community. Now, there is only one gated community, and you're looking at it right now. I've actually never been in here, but it's called the Isles of Aberdeen, and that is the only gated community throughout all of Aberdeen East. The rest of the communities have no gated entrance. So if that's important to you, then you want to make sure that you're looking specifically at the Isles. I've actually never shown a house in that community of Aberdeen, so I'm not too sure what the rest of it looks like, but I do intend to go take a look at the next available property. So now we're heading down to another section here. This will be the section that I recently sold a property. And this particular section is called the Harbors. Now the Harbors does have two different styles. And the one that we're going to look at right here as we go past this stop sign has some upstairs, downstairs looking units. I have not been in these as well. I actually did look at one years ago. I don't recall if it's the same as the one that I'll show you in just a second. So you can see they have the single story units here, which looks similar to what I sold, but then you see some of them have a second story. And I'm not too sure about those. I believe you walk in and there's a stair that goes up to the seconds. I don't believe they're actual two-story units. So, but that is something I can look into for you if you're interested. But you can see it's another just really nice community with the lakes, and they do a really good job here. The management does a good job of keeping everything nice and tidy for this community. But let me go show you the one that I recently sold, which is a single-story property with 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, nicely updated. Okay, so right around the corner here, you'll see the property we sold, which is going to be right on my right-hand side. You can start to see it right now to the right. That unit there before we go around the cul-de-sac. It was listed at $325,000. It ended up selling for $307,500. It was with another realtor for 6 months and had no action on it. And then my partner and I put it on the market and we were able to get it sold for the sellers. It was a property inherited by the kids. So, but nice unit, and here's what it looked like on the inside. So you can see corner unit with a 1-car garage. It was nicely updated. It had tiles through most of the house, carpet in the bedrooms. They did a fresh coat of paint inside, so it's all nice and white. It had partial impact windows, somewhat of an updated kitchen with granite, and it had a nice floor to room that looked at the water. It was a nice unit, and as I said, it went under contract fairly quickly. It sold for $307,500. So that's an example of what you can get here. Now, as I said, there are no mandatory country club fees, but they do have a nice clubhouse here with tennis courts. They have pickleball, there's a swimming pool, and an exercise room, a library. They get together for social events. They have a calendar of events that you can sign up for, and different little clubs. And of course, a hot tub to chill out in. So it's a pretty nice clubhouse, and it is included with your monthly HOA fees. So, as I said here, the pickleball courts that are pretty new and the tennis courts. And overall, Aberdeen is a pretty nice community at a pretty good price point if you're looking for a 55 and older community to live in. So that is Aberdeen East, a 55 plus community. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the little bell to get notified of all my videos, and reach out to me as I am a local realtor with KW Innovations here in Boynton Beach, Florida. Thanks for watching.